speaking of your team, I mean, you switched from the range goats last year to
I
now.
used to hate the Aces. It was crazy.
And now you're on the Aces.
Yeah.
What's the dynamic been like within your team and having DJ as your captain? How's it going?
I think our team has just got to we just got to play better. I think it's easier to be a team when you're playing well. I think a couple guys, I mean, DJ played well starting off. I played terrible. I finished dead last. So it's just our team hasn't played well at the right time. P. Reed comes out, he's not playing well, so it just sucks from a team perspective when you're not contending. You know, like we just go play. Like, you know, in LIV, I don't think anyone really talks about it. If the team's not playing well, it just becomes an individual tournament. If your team's playing well, you actually think about like, hey man, like I want to be there for the team, and I just want to get back to that part. You know, that's what I think makes it fun. That's what I want to do. I came here to do the team part. That's what I'm invested in, and I'm going to get back there some way, somehow.
What'd you do with all the Range Goats gear?
It was an even trade. It was pretty funny. So I was in West Palm, and I had like 10,000 tees, crazy Range Goat tees, and Peter Line had, I think he had 10 dozen of Aces balls, and we just swapped. It was
You had clothes, you had bags, you had everything.
Oh, sometimes I wear it, you know? I mean, they got little stitching you can take out, little things. I ain't that lazy. I mean, they had some nice stuff.
You should turn out one day just with the wrong like outfit. Just, right, I forgot.
I don't know if that would go well. I would be pissed if I was on the team. I'd be like, what the hell are you wearing, bro?
Should have done it on April Fool's Day. That would have been good.
So it just gave some, I mean, people love it. So like, some people come by the house and be like, man, I want that shirt. I'm like, crazy, it's your lucky day. So it's good. It's easy when you don't need a lot of stuff. So you just, whatever.
Your win in DC last year.
It was cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you forget that you won?
No, I was just thinking. I was just putting my mind like, what was I thinking? Yeah, it was awesome.
Where does that rank in terms of your achievements in your career so far?
It was good. It was, you know, what was so cool is that, you know, I came to LIV obviously to become a better golfer, and I felt like last year I became a better golfer, and just with all the other garbage talking about tours and all that, it got how much better of a golfer I got wrapped up in all that stuff, and it was so cool that like when we played, it was all about what I had worked on. I saw Pete Cowan all last year. You know, just things went my way, and you know, who cares where you play? Like, I know me, like I know what I worked at, and that week proved that. So it was awesome. Like, because I didn't need anyone else's favoritism. I didn't need any of that. I just knew that like that week, anywhere in the world, I would have contended or won. And that's all that matters. As long as I can lay my head on the pillow and say that. For a while there, at the start, I'm sure some guys are like, hey, you know, I won this week. Could I have won in the PGA Tournament? Vice versa. Those things are happening. Those doubts, those are real. That's why the majors have been such a big deal, because it's the only time they all get together. So, yeah, that week was so cool. And I just remember my kid got ear, foot, and mouth, or whatever that thing is.
That's right, you told me. Head, foot,
I remember
mouth.
Amanda's like, don't put him on TV. I'm like, well, that ain't my fucking problem. Like, I'm grabbing my kid. Like, I don't care. And there's a picture, and he's got all this stuff on his face, and she's like, that was a terrible picture. I'm like, I think it was a great picture. You know, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then with that, you know, I get to help more people.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do in life.
That's right, because he has Varner III Foundation, right? Something that I know it's very near and dear to your heart, and you do a lot of stuff to really help people. Where does that come from?
So when I was a kid, this guy named Bill Williamson and this guy named Jim Hines, they took me to lunch ever since I was 14. So they're 95 and they're 92. And they still take me to breakfast or lunch to this day. Like I had breakfast with him last week. I mean, but he's got a caretaker, and the caretaker, it's just, you know, just the dynamic of how life's changed.
Yeah.
But at the time, they taught me so much. And then when it was time to raise money to be able to play, Bill Will took me around all Shark to all his friends and basically just said, hey, I need some money. He's not paying it back. Either you help or you don't. And these 15 guys basically got me going. He raised $32,000, and I just kept
That's
going.
how you started,
Yeah, so we started the foundation. My goal was to make sure that every kid that was good at golf, if they couldn't afford to play a tournament or play golf anywhere, we were going to figure that out. Then Youth on Course, we partnered with Youth on Course, which is the greatest thing ever. $5. You can play, I mean, in Charlotte, or in North Carolina, South Carolina, there's 86 courses that they can go play.
That's a lot of, wow.
Well, there's probably so many courses in those 2 states. It's insane. But, so we do that, and then like it comes down to it, and like, what was the most important thing? The most important thing is I got time with Bill, Will, and Jim Hines, so we started a mentorship, basically meaning like, get away from your parents, learn how to be an adult as soon as possible, how to talk to them, how to be responsive to what they're actually trying to help you, not worried about, hey, what color your skin is, are you scared of them or not? So the first tee and the H43 Foundation basically partnered together. We have a mentorship in Charleston, Akron, Charlotte, and there's 182 kids in Charlotte. But what's weird? The dynamic from the kids in Akron. So like, say we do an event in Charlotte, like the parents aren't allowed. I mean, they can go to pick them up and drop them off, but they're not.
Wow.
In Akron, the parents will come and like eat with the kids, like, because they can't afford to eat. So it's just a totally different, something, I'm still learning. That's something I've never, we've had some hard times, like, like pork and beans and wieners here and there, like whatever, but like imagine going to go do a program and your parents having to come because they don't have a meal. So the guy that runs that mentorship came to Miami, and we're sitting there eating this big spread. So that makes me want to do it more. And it costs money. It just costs a lot of money. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's about golf, but it's more about making these kids great for society.
That's awesome. That is amazing.
When you're raised at a golf, I was raised at a golf course. I got a job when I was a kid.
Correct.
And you're raised around adults, and you learn the language. You learn, I'm not sure you grow up faster, but you learn how to behave in an adult world faster.
Mm-hmm. Correct. If you don't, they're going to, so they keep you accountable, not just your parents. Right. You're like, some of these old men that, they taught me super foul language. It cost me sometimes and whatever. Like, that's what I learned. Is it right all the time? No. There's a place and time for all that. But they also taught me, how to do some other things that I'm insanely proud of, how to really care about some people. Like, we can have fun, but if I really care about you, like, I'm going to say something that I don't like. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's tough, and that's something, it'll be gone by the time I'm old, which is perfect. I'll let the kids figure that out. You
said something in a couple of answers ago that it's going to raise a few eyebrows because there's so many haters out there that, you can care about them, you don't have to care about them, doesn't really matter. We're doing our thing out here, and I think we're doing it well. But you said, I came to LIV to become a better golfer. Explain that a little bit.
So I think the level of play, for me, on the PGA Tour, I felt it as if, you get in the mix. Out here, if you don't come out here and you don't shoot the grass off for the first day, you're not winning. Yeah. So for me, I developed like kill or be killed, like the gas pedal's on the right, and if you don't hit it hard enough and things don't kind of go your way, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna grind in. We have 50 something more holes left. It's like, bro, it's over. Yeah. Like, let's just see how many birdies you can make, and then I help the team. So it's just different. You just don't have enough golf to be like, I'm gonna plot my way around here.
39 rounds, individual play. That's it.
So let's boogie, like let's get on it. And when you're on tour, you're like, hey, I'm playing 4 tournaments in a row. I'm gonna cruise into it. I haven't been playing much. That first tournament, you're like, all right, cool. I made the cut. That's a positive. The next one, you're like, all right, I'm warmed up. Saw my coaches. I did this. Next thing you know, your third week, you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
All right, cool, bud. You're gonna play 2 weeks. You're about to get 4 weeks off. Mm-hmm. Now's the time. So be prepared to play well and to win. But the power it gave me to go do these mentorships, do these things, and be like, oh, hey, it costs this much. Hey, the foundation's gonna take care of it. It's gonna go through there. I don't really love the recognition and all that, because when these guys were helping me, I felt as if they did it because it was what they wanted to do and they felt it was the right thing to do from their experiences in their lifetime. So that's the way it should be done. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, it'll have my name on it, but I don't think that's always great. It's good when other companies and things want to be a part of it.
I see that as you are growing the game. You are impacting people's lives.
Oh, no. I didn't say.
Yeah, with the game, like exposing people to the game.
Yeah, but LIV wasn't going to be the reason. LIV or the PGA Tour wasn't going to be the reason I was going to change someone's life. And I think if that's where you need something like that, then you weren't really doing it for the right reasons.
Right.
But the financial stability in my life makes it easier to fire at a flag. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's numerous times on that PGA Tour, hey man, let's just go ahead and get it in there. I mean, it's just different. I don't know if everyone feels that way, but that's the way I feel.
Well, I think it'd be human. It's human nature.
I agree, but no one wants to talk about it.
You got a reachable par 5, and it's Friday afternoon. And you're trying to make the cut,
Yeah.
and you know par's going to get it done. There might be trouble if you go for it. And not many guys are going to go for it.
Correct.
Unless they have those resources. Say, oh, it doesn't really matter if I make the cut.
Correct. I don't know. I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just is what it is.